Oh, look, Arizona Jumper is there. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Satori is there. No, Wolf Bear, I only wear the chef's hat when I cook. I hear crickets is there. Oh, 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 oh. Karen is there. What is happening, everyone? Thomas Darwin's there, James Gorman, Terry Phillips, Tim Southern, Lee County, Jeff Frederick, Freckles is there. I don't know if it's Jean or Jean. It might be Jean. We had a Jean who I thought was Jean, and it turned out to be Jean. Or Jean on Facebook. Wheel Turner is there, Campaign is there, Barbara Murray is there, Eric Yu is there, Apocalypse is there. Texas B. Henley fan is Texas Beth, I see. I'm going to be uncomfortable with the temperature. I'll explain why. Will Robinson, Susan Kindly, Gruthak, Sam Clem. Jamie's there. Paul Daniel Wood, Virginia, Missouri Cowboy. Now I got my Hiroshima baseball shirt. Stephanie, Bama Nation. I just thought of something. Yeah, this is a comfy shirt. It's getting older. Hey, Misha's there. Good to see you, Misha. Mark Helton. Ann. Shaft ZX. No cooking tonight. How about that? No cooking, no packages. I should have called this No Cooking, No Packages stream. What was I thinking of? Well, maybe next time I do No Cooking, No Packages, I'll call it that. That was the title for the stream. Ahmad, I had Chipotle Burrito Bowl. That's what I had. Chipotle Burrito Bowl. Which burgers, Ann? I cooked the burgers on the stream. You can go watch the stream and see. MJ says, I just bought George Foreman Grill and it's great. Yay! Mystic peeled and sliced and froze peaches. Fabulegs, that's what we had. Not moving yet. No, I've never used an Instapot. I have too many things right now. Maybe after I move, I'll try it. Idaho Star is there moderating. Hello, Idaho Star. Missouri Cowboy says, my father was in the Navy, a medic at Hiroshima. Cool. Hey, thank you, Polly. Polly, I don't think there's going to be a baseball season. That's my opinion. There might be no baseball, no basketball, nor football. Thank you, Polly, for your support. Thank you. If there's baseball season, I'll have it on in the background. But I usually watch baseball as background, not actively. Jamie, air fryer's going to be after I move. I'll try it then. Oh my gosh. My hours have been earlier lately. It's all crazy. Hey, Christopher Lund is there. Hi, Christopher. Good to see you. I hear crickets. Darth Grinch. No, I didn't finish the pretzels. I had a few more of those pretzels with the... I had a few more of the pretzel... what are they called? Pretzel... whatever, covers. I had a few more of these. I was naughty and had a few more of these. But I've been good besides that. The pretzel shells, where it's like a hollow pretzel. But yeah, I can't, I have to avoid it. I could eat these things all day, so I really have to be careful. Yeah, Satori, I use an air popper to make popcorn sometimes. I mean, I could, like, you know those popcorn machines, like the ones like at a bar, where they have, it's like a kettle popcorn machine, and you pop it, and then you open the glass doors and you get the popcorn inside. I could eat that stuff non-stop. It's one of my favorite things. Like a good, a good bar popcorn machine. Oh my gosh. But I really could eat the whole thing. Like it's insane how much that I can eat. And I can't now because it's not great. It's not good for me. So I don't. But I can eat so much. That's one of my favorite things. That was something where if I was like super wealthy and had the space, I would get one of those popcorn machines, but I probably wouldn't because it would be so bad for me. But I do love, and Texas Henley fan says movie theater popcorn. Well, the thing is, movie theater popcorn is sometimes really greasy. I mean, there's good versions of it or bad versions, but if you go to a bar and they have salty but not too buttery machine-made popcorn, oh my gosh. There's a couple bars in LA I used to go to years ago that had those popcorn machines, and it's just like, oh, so good. So good. I would eat so much popcorn. Oh my gosh. They had a good one at this bar called the Chimney Sweep. The Chimney Sweep in near Ventura Boulevard. Coldwater Canyon, I think it might have been. That was good popcorn. Hey, thank you for your support, MJ from Canada. Thank you, MJ. Thank you. John Gidry ordered the peanut puffs. I used to love Jiffy Pop. When I was a kid, I would make Jiffy Pop. I could eat a ton of Jiffy Pop, too. Oh, my gosh. It's just, I can't do it. I eat so much of it. You don't know how much popcorn I could eat. I could eat so much of it. Carrie, I haven't used the steamer yet. I'm going to use it. I haven't gotten a chance. Hey, Weston is there. Weston Jossie is there. Oh. It's scary how much of it I can eat. It's just scary. And I also love, I never have it, I love deep dish pepperoni pizza. Oh, I need a lot of that too. But I haven't had that in years. Years. Hey, I'm using the pen. I think South Jersey Larry gave me this pen. Okay. Read is real. Hey, a couple of my favorite foods are ones I just named. There might be some others, but those are a couple of them. Oh, hi, Bacon. The mod stuff is controlled by the mods. You have to talk to the mods for the mod stuff. That's not me. That's the mods. Barbara says she eats lots of popcorn but hides it from herself. Hello, JMJ show channel. I also love just good pepperoni pizza in general. There's a place that went out of business called Papa Gino's in Boston, in the Massachusetts area. I think they're out of business now. Their pepperoni pizza was great. Yeah, I like ice cream. I haven't eaten ice cream in 7 years. I love it, but I can't eat it. Can't eat it. Ahmad, I don't really love shawarma. I like really good, I like Middle Eastern food where you can get like a good kebab, like a chicken or a shish kebab with maybe some hummus and some rice. I love that kind of food. I'm not a big shawarma fan though. Okay. All right, let's start this up. We are started. We're started up. Good hummus. Oh, I can eat a lot of that. Like really good. When I was in college, there was a place called Skewers, which was amazing. And then it went out of business. Hasn't been there for years. Oh, it was so good. I can still remember what it tasted like. It was so good. Good shish kebab is very good as well. Sonic likes gas station pizza. John says, I love Papa Gino's. I think they're out of business. Okay, by the way, so it's raining out. It's raining out, so I don't have the window open, right? But when the problem when I don't have the window open is, so the AC in this apartment works really well, but it like works too well. Like it's either if I turn on the AC on, it gets freezing, but if I turn it off, it gets hot. And it's this weird thing where it's always too freezing or too hot. Like I can like move it up by 1 degree increments, but like at 75 it'll be too hot, whereas at 74 it'll be freezing. It's the weirdest thing, but there's no way to adjust it that it's just like perfect. It's always too cold or too hot. So I think I have it at 74 right now and it's like freezing. And if I turn it on 75 it'll be too hot. It's just, so I'm gonna be too cold or too hot. Do I have ceiling fans? There's one in this room, but it's far away, and and it would still be too hot if it's hot out, so it would be very hot if I turned it on, if I turned the AC off. So I have to have the AC on. I usually just I like leaving the windows open. No, Ahmad, I pay for my electricity. You know what I think it is? I think it's just the AC works really well. So if the AC is on at all, it's freezing. I could probably turn the AC fan down. Maybe I should do that. I'll leave it. Maybe I'll do that. I have the AC fan on medium. Let me change the AC fan speed for this broadcast. Fan speed. I put the AC fan on low, so maybe that'll help things, because it's just too cold. I don't want to put, yeah, I could put on a sweater, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think it's a thermostat problem because it just, I think it cools, the whole apartment cools down. Also, maybe in the kitchen maybe I'm near one of the vents and that's what it is. Oh, thank you, Pinochet, for the corn fund. Thank you, Pinochet. I gotta buy some more corn soon. I will. Pinochet, does it count if I buy popcorn with the corn fund? Now all I can think about is popcorn. I just talked about it. See, the AC doesn't itself get any colder or warmer. It's blowing cold air. The question is, it's either on or off. Brent, I like it when it's warm out. I like when it's warm out. If I could open the window now and it weren't raining, I'd be happy, even though it was warm in here. I just don't like when it gets warm and stuffy. Anyways, all right, let's start this. Let's start this. You know, I was just talking about, we were talking about something that made me think of were we talking about Japanese food? I can't remember. Why was I thinking of that? I can't bring up that story. I thought that story was more relevant. Were we talking about Japanese anything? Maybe we weren't. I guess we weren't. I'll have to save that story. The story's going to seem random now. I wrote it down, and I thought we were talking about something relevant to it. Maybe because I was talking about food. So, remember the terrible tsunami? Remember when there was like a 9.0 earthquake in Japan like 9 years ago, and then there was that tsunami? The next day, the day after the tsunami, there was a restaurant, it's no longer there in LA, called Mishima, which was like my favorite Japanese restaurant. And I went there for lunch next day, not thinking about it. And everybody there was so depressed because they were all from Japan and like they knew people who like died in the tsunami. And so like I realized like don't go, if there's another tsunami, don't go to the country's restaurant which has just had the tsunami. I felt so bad. Like everybody was so depressed there working there. And it made sense. They all were from there. And I just didn't think about it before going there. So that's my story. Blue Chainsaw Man, you have COVID? Does Blue Chainsaw Man have COVID? I hope you're feeling better. COVID pneumonia? Man. Let us know, Blue Chainsaw Man. Thank you for your support. Thank you, Ann Jung, as well. Thank you so much, Ann. I appreciate that, Ann. Rita's Reel says, maybe you uplifted them by having customers. I'm not sure. The dustbuster is here. I moved it. Sometimes I don't like it sitting there. If I'm not cooking, if it's just me sitting here, it looks kind of weird if it's just right there. It's here. The dustbuster is here. Justin says, didn't know you had this channel. Just subscribed. Well, thank you. Watching from Sonoma County. Welcome. I remember that tsunami when it happened. It was like 2 a.m. and I was watching it on CNN, and I couldn't believe what I was watching, but I had like no one to talk to about it. Now, if that happened, I would just go on there and cover it and talk to you about it. Weston says, any update on the apartment hunt? Yeah, Weston, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to talk about it, actually. I will talk about that. Rocco was watching NHK. Yeah, the videos, it was one of the craziest events I've ever seen live and coverage of. Because they were showing a helicopter feed and you would see the tsunami wave and it was just mowing down buildings. And it was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I Hear Crickets was watching helicopter footage. It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen live. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. Fahrenheit says it was like a disaster movie. Yeah, it was, and I just happened to be awake when it happened. Blue Chainsaw Man says, diagnosed Wednesday and got to the end of my rope of struggling to breathe, doing the littlest things. Last night I found out I have pneumonia. So have you not had a COVID test, Blue Chainsaw Man? I hope you get better from pneumonia. And of course, all the videos that came out after are super crazy. But I mean, even the live helicopter video was crazy. Anyways, hope Blue Chainsaw Man is doing better. I don't know if Blue Chainsaw Man has the virus or not, but Blue Chainsaw Man's getting over pneumonia. Oh, Blue Chainsaw Man found out Blue Chainsaw Man has COVID and has pneumonia. Well, I hope you're feeling better, Blue Chainsaw Man. You can, if you want, you can send Blue Chainsaw Man your well wishes. Flatfoot says the Indonesian tsunami was way worse for video footage. I haven't watched it in years, the Indonesian stuff. I feel like I watched the stuff years ago. I don't think I've seen anything worse than the Japan one, though. No, Herculean, we are not cooking tonight. We're not cooking tonight. Oh, Christopher looked at apartments all day. It's not fun. So here's my update on the housing situation. I'm in this kind of weird time because my lease is up in November, in the middle of November. So I could just wait. I'm basically planning on moving. We've talked about that, so I won't get into all that again. Basically too expensive and blah, 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 blah. And no need to, so we've talked about moving. I'm not going to get all into that right now, the reasons. But a big one is this place has been great for me so far, but I want to live somewhere cheaper. So my lease ends at the middle of November, right? and in my building, you got to give 60-day notice, and they're real hard ass on. It's just a building where they're not going to let me leave early. If you break your lease, you have to pay an extra month rent. So you have to, if I give them 60-day notice on, in the middle of September, I don't have to pay any extra months. I can just give them 60-day notice, and I can leave when my lease is up and not pay anything extra. But if I leave early, I got to pay an extra month rent, which I prefer not to do. So it's this weird, but also I got to give 60-day notice. So if I were to take a place now, most places you look at now, they're not going to be like, okay, if you want to move in 2 months, be my guest. They're going to be like, no, if you take this place, you got to move in like in the next month. So I could, like, if I took a place now, I'd probably have to pay an extra month. I'd have to pay an extra month penalty here, and maybe an extra month on the place. I'd be paying 2 rents for a month also, because I'd have to move into a place. If you know what I'm saying. Basically, I'd owe like 3 months worth here, and so basically, I very well might have to end up paying 2 months rent to leave early. But at the same time, so you might say, well, fine, just wait until your lease is up to move. But see, now that I know I want to move, and I'm pretty specific about what I want and what I need, right? Because I need certain internet. I mean, I'm working at home, so I need a certain kind of place, and I want a certain rent, and I want certain internet and a certain kind of street. So I'm pretty picky on what I want. Like, I'm looking for my own place. I want to have like a house or like a townhouse, something separate, so I can have my own place, and I can go on the treadmill at 2 a.m, and I don't have people bothering me, neighbors bothering me, and that kind of thing. And a place where I can work, and a place with really good internet. So given the issue is, it's hard for me to find a place that fits all my needs. So I've started looking now because I figure, well, if I find the perfect place, maybe I would take it now and pay a bit of a penalty, but it is what it is. So I've been looking for I've been spending a lot of time the last couple weeks in a couple different. I'm looking at like a couple different cities. I'm not going to get super specific, but I'm looking in Florida, and I'm also looking outside of Florida. And so I've been spending time looking up places, and it is helping me because I'm figuring out sort of like what the market is and what I want and blah blah blah. But it takes up so much of my time, and so I'm really looking forward to move. When I finally move and don't have to deal with that anymore, I'll have so much time. I'll have so much more time in my life that I can to just focus. But it's this weird thing now where, like, if I see a place, like I'm supposed to do a virtual tour of a place tomorrow. I'm supposed to do a virtual tour of a place tomorrow in Florida. But it's like a pretty good place, but I feel like it's not perfect. So I'm thinking of canceling the virtual tour because I don't want to waste the real estate person's time. Because if I were to take that place, I'd have to pay all this extra to move in, because I'll have to pay the penalty here, and I'll be paying 2 rents at once. So it's kind of hard to look at when you look this far in advance for a place, and you're going to have to pay a penalty if you take the place right away. You're more picky than you would normally be. So I'm spending this time, but I'm still being picky. Well, I'm going to be picky anyway, but you see what I'm saying? It's like, so you might just say, well, just wait until. Also, I'm worried. I worry, and I probably worry about this more than I should. I worry that there'll be some really great place that comes up in the next month or so that if I'm not, that wouldn't come up if I waited till, September or something to start looking. So, you might say, well, there'll be a lot more places coming up in September or in October. And then I'm like, well, but what if it isn't? What if I missed the really good place that was there in August or July? So I probably should just wait, but I'm looking. Lithrone says, be ready to commit. Places do virtual tours, though, There are a bunch of places that will do like they'll either do it live or they'll like videotape the apartment. Oh, thank you, Jeffrey Taylor, for your support. Thank you, Jeffrey, for thanking the mods too. I appreciate that, Jeffrey. Thank you, Jeffrey. All right, let me read some of your comments. People make comments when I'm talking like that, and I have no idea what they're saying because I'm talking. Let's see here. And then I don't want to spend too much time doing it now because, you know, if I had 2 weeks, if I had, you know, 3 weeks to get out of here, I'd be making, you know, I'd be spending as much time as I could. Weston says, take the meeting, but see if you can negotiate a late start. A lot of buildings are desperate and will work with you. Well, my thought was, it's interesting you say that. My thought was tomorrow I might look at that place, and if I like it, I'll be honest with them, and I'll probably say, look, I can't take this place right now. If it's still around in a month or so, or 2 months, maybe I'll take it. And I would like to see the place. But yeah, I'm at this point, it's just the way the money works out. I'm at this point where if I took a place now and I had to move in like the next few weeks, it would be a significant penalty. It'd be a significant penalty. And believe me, I've been spending time looking at places online like for a couple weeks now. But I feel like I'm narrowing it down. But again, I've been worried, as if you've watched this channel, you know I've been figuring out what to do about moving for like a year and a half now. But I really need to get the rent down. Rent's got to go down. Rent down. Rent down. Also, I need my own place that's not an apartment building so I can run on the treadmill at 2 in the morning. I need that too. Rent lower, be able to run on the treadmill at 2 in the morning. Those are two very important things. Yeah, I'm looking to rent maybe a small house. Sarah says, you are such a worrier. If it comes and it ticks all the boxes, do it. I do think if a place came up tomorrow and if a place came up tomorrow and it really had everything I wanted, I would probably take it. I would. And I'd just pay the fee. But remember, I need like I have very specific internet requirements too. I have to, that makes it much harder to look, is my internet requirements. Oh, thank you, Rita's Real. Rita's Real says, may look at a really good investment opportunity, delay closing for 45, 60 days. After closing, you skip the first and mortgage won't be due for a bit. Oh, no, I can't buy anything. No, I can't do that. It's too much. I can't be committed to staying somewhere. I can't deal with it. I know maybe investment-wise, there's benefits to it. I just can't do it. Maybe in the future, it's something I can't do. My head will explode. But thank you for the suggestion, Rita. I know where you're coming from. I just can't do it. Cannot do it. Misha says, definitely do the virtual tour. You're not wasting anyone's time. I mean, look, it's possible. I will say, if I do the virtual tour, it's possible I could take the place if it's still on the market later. If I really had no interest in the place whatsoever, I would not do the virtual tour. I'll probably end up doing it. Thank you, Misha, and thank you, Sonic, as well. Sonic says, found an innovative RTMP solution. No, well, if you, Sonic, something like that. Thank you, Sonic. Message me on Twitter about it. Because I'll have to look at it. If I try looking at it during the stream, I'll get all distracted and not be able to give it proper attention. So thank you, Sonic. Give me a shout out on Twitter. Message me there. That'd be good. Thank you for looking out for that. It sounds like, hey, Kameshwari Kate, I think I couldn't afford Vancouver. Sounds too expensive for me. Christopher Lund says, would you talk someone out of high-rise buildings? Living, I have lived in a number of high-rise buildings in my life. I really like it. But the problem is, with this virus, I can't run on my treadmill at 2 in the morning. That's a really big deal to me. So that's a problem. So I need to have my own house so I can run on the treadmill at 2 in the morning. But no, I wouldn't. Thank you, Christopher Lund. No, I would not talk somebody out. I have lived in a number of high rises. I really like it. If there was no COVID, I would probably be looking to move into another high rise building. I was actually considering that before the virus. I really like high rise buildings. Blue Chainsaw Man talks about Sumter, South Carolina. The other thing, though, is I kind of like to be in some sort of city environment, or not, it doesn't have to be like the hugest city in the world, but I do better when I'm like in a little more densely settled environment. So, but like put it, I'm going to find something. The places I'm looking in Florida and elsewhere, what I'm looking for is in their ballpark. It's just, there's specific things I want, and, anyway. So it's, now that it's fine. It's just, I'm at the point now, I feel like I've gotten to the point now where I've put enough time in so that I really do know what I'm looking for. Hopefully, so that if something comes up and I see it, I'll be like, that's the thing I want. But I don't know. I could see a place tomorrow I love, or I could wait until, it could be November till I move. I don't know. Why stay in America? Steve P, I've said this before, I would strongly consider living in another country, but I'm not going anywhere during the virus. That ain't happening. Thank you, Darian, for your support. Hey, thanks, Darian. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that, Darian. Thank you. So anyway, I'm sorry. That's taking up a bunch of my time dealing with that stuff. So I'll have much less. It'll be much better once I move and get done with moving. It'll be better. I'll have way more time. And once I get my rent down, I'll be less anxious. Delilah, I want it to be warmer. I don't like winter, and I don't like winter in Atlanta. I want to go somewhere warmer. Brent says you seem really stressed. Oh, I don't think I seem really stressed. Do I seem really stressed? If you think I'm really stressed, you don't know me, because I don't think I'm acting so different than I normally do right now. But I would like to just figure this out. But I've had a number of times, it doesn't always work this way, but I've had several times in my life, I've moved a lot. I've had several times in my life where I moved and I put a lot of time in, and it took a while to find a place. But what happened was I looked a bunch, and then I figured out what was out there, and what it allowed me to do is when I finally saw something that was what I was looking for, it was like, no, that's definitely the one. There have been several times where I moved where I looked a bunch, and then what looking a bunch does is it can really kind of puts you in a mindset where you really, you know well what's out there and what you're looking for. And so then when you actually see it, you can be like, well, that's it. So my hope is that I see something and it's like, no, that's the one. And I haven't seen anything like that yet. Oh, thank you. Mr. Tweaky said towards expensive rent. Thank you, Mr. Tweaky. No, rent is going to be lower. Rent lower. That's where we're going. Rent is going down. Major reason for me moving. One of the big reasons, rent down. Yeah, Nicole, I'm looking out of state. I'm not looking in Georgia. I'm looking in other states. Texas B. Henley fan says, consider a duplex. So I'd consider living in a multi-unit place if I thought it was going to be quiet enough and you know, there was enough. I'd prefer not to. I prefer to be living in my own unit, in a single structure. The virtual walkthrough I'm supposed to do tomorrow is a place where it actually, it's not just, it's a multifamily place, but from what I know about it, it's set up in a way that you would have a bunch of places that did not share common walls. But yeah, if the place I were looking at tomorrow were not a multi-family place and it was its own house, I would be way more enthusiastic about it. Oh, thank you, Mr. Tweaky. Mr. Tweaky says, towards your current expensive rent this month. That's very nice of you, Mr. Tweaky. Thank you. Yeah, I got to get the rent down. I got to. I'll be less stressed when I get my rent down. Thank you, Mr. Tweaky. Oh, thank you, Tom Jenkins. Thank you, Tom. Who talks about, says, you need 5G and a portable production rig. You can take it anywhere mobile. Yeah, you know, I don't know if maybe when 5G gets super advanced, it'll work. The thing is, I still have, look, I'm pretty mobile now. Well, yeah, because I still need the internet's, right now, if you could have wireless internet, that was amazing. Yeah, I could take it anywhere. But right now, I'm restricted to places with like Google Fiber or AT&T Fiber. You gotta make sure there's some towns that have their own fiber internet. But my business is uploading lots of video. So I must have a fiber level connection, and it's got to be reliable too, and it's got to be high upload speed. So Spectrum, for example, Spectrum Internet in Florida, they're really big. They have like almost gig speed down, but their upload speed is like super slow, and I can't use it. I got to have high upload speed. It really restricts it. That makes it way harder to look for a place. By the way, somebody just mentioned, do you have an agenda-free TV mobile? I do have, people know I have a car, a lot of you. I have to drive my car tonight. I haven't driven my car in like a week, so I got to drive it tonight. Yeah, Questella says Spectrum is a joke. We're monopolized here. I had Spectrum once when I was in Alabama. I hated it. I've seen some bad reviews, but even if I wanted to get it, I couldn't use it because it doesn't have the upload speed. AT&T Fiber, I've heard some very good reviews of AT&T Fiber. I know my folks my mom now has Xfinity, and I've used that back at her place in Boston, and that's worked fine. So if I got Xfinity internet, but they don't really have that in the places I'm looking, that would be fine too. Mick says AT&T Fiber was the best internet I've ever had. I've been on Google Fiber for 3 years. It's been great, but I'm thinking of not moving to a Google Fiber city. Readersville says Xfinity is what I have. Yeah, so if I can get AT&T Fiber or Xfinity, and also certain cities have their own internet, and those can be really good too. Oh, thank you, Ann Jung. That's very nice of you. I'm glad you have found the broadcasts helpful. Ann Jung, thank you. That's very nice of you. price range on the internet or on the apartment. Price range on the internet, I don't really care as long as it's fast enough. The apartment, just significantly less than I'm paying now. Significantly less. Yeah, Mitchell, I do take my car out at least once a week. Just this past week, I haven't taken. I think I took it out a couple times last week, but tonight, right after the stream, I'm gonna go take it out. My schedule's gotten earlier lately. Why? Because like this morning, well, yesterday I went to bed like really early. Yesterday I went to bed at like 1. It was crazy, and I got up really early, like 9. But because I have the treadmill here, right? So, I don't. If I want to use the treadmill, I don't use it at midnight. I use it during the day. So what I'll do sometimes is I'll use the treadmill, like I might get up a little earlier and then hop on the treadmill. So I've been working out in the morning or early afternoon. So it's just something about having the treadmill here. It's like a motivation to get up a little earlier and get on and get the workout in. So as a result of having the treadmill, my schedule's been shifting a little bit earlier. I'm sure it'll stay late because there'll be some big news events and there'll be late night news events and whatever. But like I got up today, honestly, at 9:15. I don't remember the last time I got up at 9:15 because I went to bed much earlier. No cooking today. Brent says, how can I buy one of the Agenda Free TV mugs? Go to Zazzle.com, Zazzle. That's where they sell the mugs. Brendan says Brendan says, I've been stuck in prison for 4 months. My gym has been closed for 4 months, but this is just crazy. Oh, that's what happened to me. Not being stuck in prison. I don't know if Brendan's just like using that as a figure of speech, but yeah, I didn't run. I hadn't run on a treadmill since March. That's why I ultimately got a treadmill. I didn't want to go buy a treadmill. I'm so happy I did though. It's life changing. But yeah, and I would run outside once in a while, but it's so much better. And when I move and I go somewhere where I can actually use it at night, that'll be even better. Oh, thank you, Geraldine. Geraldine says, we want to go for a ride in the car. Sounds like my dog. Yeah, so I don't have the ability. I'm not streaming while I drive. Just what I need is everybody watching me drive. But yeah, I will be driving later. I like when I take it out for a drive because I'm so at home all the time now, especially with the virus. I never drive anywhere. So when I go out, it's like, oh my gosh, the world still exists. Thank you, Geraldine. Hey, thank you also to Lithrone. Lithrone says, not all who wander are lost. Thank you, Lithrone. And thank you, Tom Jenkins. Tom says, unless you're editing the video's cloud-based filing structure, you never download locally. It's all the cloud. Tom, Tom, you appear to have way more knowledge about this than me. I can't really follow what you're saying. But Tom, if you want to get into the specifics, you can message me in more detail on Twitter @Lookner and explain that more. But I live stream, and it's not like this. Usually this is fine. This is just on my phone. When I'm on Agenda Free TV, it's high quality. It's going up to multiple platforms at the same time. It's a lot of bandwidth it uses uploading. So I need to have very good internet. Me so hungry. Enough with the numbers. No numbers in the chat. Come on. Me so hungry. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with the moving stuff. I am constantly checking some different places to see what's out there. I feel like I kind of have a decent idea what I'm looking for. It's getting very narrowed down, but I haven't seen the perfect thing yet. And I'm gonna probably take a virtual tour of a place tomorrow in Florida. I don't think I'm ready to take it immediately, but who knows? Maybe if it's 2 months from now, if it's still open, maybe I'd take it. Nicole says, is Florida the front runner as of now? Yeah, I'd say Florida's the front runner, but there's other places I'm considering. Tom, the highest I stream at is 1080. Not on this channel, though. Well, on this channel, I stream at 1080 on this channel when I'm on my desktop. I'm not getting specific about the cities I'm looking at the moment. I'll let you know when I decide, when I get closer to deciding. When I decide, you'll definitely know where I'm moving to. I'm not going to hide that from you. Sam Clem says, I get a max download speed of 3 MPS. That's slow. That's relatively slow. The faster the better to me. You know, there are places I'd consider moving, but they just don't have the great internet. You know, and at a certain point, you just have to narrow it down. Like, I've just had to mentally narrow it down. I mean, there's lots of different places you can move. But if you don't narrow it down, you'll drive yourself crazy. You can only focus on certain places. So I have narrowed it down myself. Also, I'm not considering West Coast because I want to stay in Eastern time zone, because for my work, I don't want to be on the West Coast on Pacific time and then, you know, to cover news, get up at like 5 in the morning. It's ridiculous. So I'm much better off on the East Coast. Hafsa says, Japan has amazing internet, so is Korea. Maybe one day I'll do it overseas. We'll see. See, you know what happens also is if I start naming cities, then I got 200 people in the chat with different ideas about where I should move. And they'll all start giving their opinion and telling me why my opinion is bad and suggesting all these different things. And you know what? I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Think about if you were me. Would you want to deal with that? I don't think you would. I can't do it. Also, I like to have a little privacy. Yeah, Emily says we already are. No, it would happen, believe me. But here's the thing is this. The thing is this, is that the problem is that I have all these very specific requirements. So people will say, well, try this city. And it's like, it ends up being endless because, like, it may be cities that I've already looked into. So, you know, it's just not, I've chosen to avoid mentioning specific cities at this point. Believe me, I've spent a lot of time looking into it. Aaron says, what about Maine? Aaron, I said, Aaron, if Atlanta winters are too cold for me, how is moving to Maine going to help that issue? Thank you very much, though, Aaron. I appreciate it. Maine. Alibaba, I'd like to live in Canada someday, but not going to happen right now. Thomas Darwin says summer house and winter house. Brent says, I live in South Georgia and it is too cold down here. If you necessarily want it warmer, Florida's the way to go. Read Israel thinks I'll find the right fit and just know. Thanks, Nancy. I don't think we've had too many trolls today. People have been pretty good in the chat. Thank you, Nancy. See, I like being open too. I like sharing details, but I've just made the decision right now. Most times I share details with you, but I've made the decision to not mention specific towns at this point. Judd says, come to Minnesota. Brrr! He says, stay inside all winter. I can't deal with it. I hate it so much. I hate the winter. Thank you, Judd Berthew. Thank you. The other problem is when it's warm out, I forget how much I hate the winter. That's what happened last year. I forget. Like, I could be like, oh, it's okay, I'll just deal with winter. And then it gets to be cold here and it drives me crazy. Like, I spend the winter saying, I gotta get away from this. I hate it. I feel so much better when it's not cold out. Jeff says, did you get any packages today? I think I got at least one package downstairs. I haven't been down to check the mail yet. So there's nothing, I don't think there's anything here. I don't think. Is there one package here? I think I opened everything. Yeah, so I think I'm done with the packages. I think there's at least one package downstairs. I just haven't gotten it yet. Trev Elliott, this part of Atlanta where I am is growing very fast. Atlanta's just growing in general, but where I am, it's growing because they're building new buildings all the time. Very fast. The other problem with choosing a place to live is I am sure there are places around the country I would like to live, and that if I had an infinite amount of time, I could find places that suit my needs. But you just, like, how much time do I have? You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I going to go to, like 300 different cities and stay there each for a week and research them? You know, so unfortunately, you just have to narrow it down. I'm sure there's lots of different places that would be lovely to move to. Judd, I had a friend with the last name of Berthume when I was in elementary school, or high school. So that's how I know how to pronounce it. Thank you, Judd. I appreciate it. Velvet Sloan says, I've been dreaming of those peanut butter puffs. Some people ordered them. I don't know that anyone's gotten them in yet. Justin says, Oklahoma. I lived in St. Louis for 6 months, and I really liked it. It was really good. Cindy Lou Q says, Maui is where I want to move to. I would have considered Hawaii. The problem with Hawaii is not good enough internet and also expensive. And logistically, it would be, you know, maybe a nightmare to do it. But I thought about it. I looked into it a bit. Darren says, let's hope you have good neighbors. Yeah, anytime you move, first of all, there will be things you don't like about your new place that you don't know about. Second of all, yes, it's a crapshoot when you move. You could always get like a crazy neighbor who you didn't know about. So I'm fully aware of this. You just have to do it and see what happens. But it can happen. It can happen. No question. Oh, was Dragon Con in Atlanta? I didn't realize that. I know Dragon Con was canceled. No. Blue Chainsaw Man says 2021 better be lit. Blue Chainsaw Man, you might have not been able to. Well, when is it? Was it supposed to be? When was it supposed to be? I was gonna say maybe you couldn't have gone, but not if it's a month from now. You'd been fine. Oh, thank you, Mr. Tweaky. That's very kind of you, Mr. Tweaky. Thank you for your generous support. Maybe you can rent out the globe at Disney World. Thank you, Mr. Tweaky. I really appreciate that. Thank you. You know, you can also, like with me, with doing agenda-free TV, I could move somewhere and there might be really loud kids next door, which I don't know about. And maybe they're standing in front of where I'm living the whole time yelling and screaming. When I visit my folks, there's these kids who live across the street. And sometimes when I stream, they're yelling outside, especially when it's like the summer. Can't do anything about it, right? So that can happen too. And you're probably not going to really know that until you move there. Cage says you should get a basement and soundproof it. If I had infinite funds, I would build my whole house and my own studio. But, you know, I'd love to. But, you know, for now. It's just like, you know, it's a big crapshoot. But I gotta get the rent down. Rent is too high, way too high. Look, the place I'm living now, it's noisy outside sometimes, but it doesn't bother me. You know, sometimes you guys hear sirens and stuff during the news streams, but it's fine. Neighbors are very reasonable here. Yeah, barking dogs. I've gotten lucky. Some people in my building have dogs, but not near me, so that can happen too. I like to think if I get like a little house, that if it's its own self-contained house, right, then maybe I will have a choice about where to put the studio. So if there's a barking dog on one side, if there's a barking dog on one side, I can put the studio on the other side. Nicole says a standalone house is ideal. I mean, I think for what I need right now, a place where I can work and also run on my treadmill at 2 a.m, I think a standalone house is the best possible thing I could do. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Here's another problem. Oh, hold on a second. Before we continue, I need to take a bathroom break. Because, in all honesty, I'm having stomach issues. Not serious, a little upset stomach. I have to run to the bathroom. So when I get back in 1 minute from the bathroom, I'll tell you another consideration about my house that I was just going to tell you. So busy yourselves for 1 minute. Busy yourselves for 1 minute. Maybe it was the Chipotle. I don't know. I've just had some stomach stuff going on the last few hours. Don't read the comments. Oh yeah, you might have heard stuff in the bathroom. I'm sorry if you did. What can I do? Someone heard the toilet lid. Oh, thank you, Nancy Mattis. Nancy says, what is it with dogs barking at you when you walk by that sets off every other house with a dog at fence or window waiting? Oh, yo, Nancy used the D word. Wow, Nancy's having it too. I hope you didn't have Chipotle too. Then there might be an organized problem. Thank you, Nancy Mattis. I appreciate that. I don't know. You know, once in a while, it's not anything too bad. Once in a while, I just get it. You know, I took a little Pepto-Bismol. There you go. All right. So here's another thing that makes it a problem. Here's another thing that makes my search a problem. Ready? This is really making it much harder for me. What's making it much harder is, hold on, I need my lip. Where's my lip balm? I need my lip balm. What makes it harder for me is I'm looking for a house, right? But what would work for me is a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom house, even a 1-bedroom house. But there ain't many 1-bedroom houses. There's way more 3-bedroom houses than smaller houses. So, and I would be fine with a large 1-bedroom house if the rent was less. But there's very, very few 1-bedroom houses self-contained. That's my problem. So a lot of what's out there is like bigger than what I need, more space than I need. And then you end up paying more. So hold on, my sneaker became untied. So I need a 1-bedroom house. That would be the best. A 2-bedroom, Camille, is fine. A 2-bedroom is fine. It's just there's way more 3s. You're still restricting yourself. Linda says, pretend the other 2 bedrooms are offices or dens. Yeah, I can find use for it, but it's just, the problem is the supply is less. I already have all these specifics I'm looking for, and it doesn't help that you know, it's hard enough to find the right internet, but it doesn't, and I'm trying to lower my rent. So all these things narrow down the number of possible houses. Also needs to be pretty close to a grocery store because I can't deal with, my news can happen at any time. I don't want to be stuck in traffic waiting to get home from the grocery store. So it needs to be close to a grocery store. Light Switch says, need special cell tower. For what? Although cell phone reception is, well, I can use my Wi-Fi. I'm doing a quick news check just to make sure I'm not missing something huge. Okay, here we go. Hang on. We're back. Why, people have asked a couple times, like, you wear sneakers inside your apartment? Why is it so weird? I'd much rather walk around with sneakers than not be wearing shoes inside. People ask it like, you wear shoes inside your apartment? You what? Oh, you know what would be great? I wouldn't mind if I found like people have like a guest house or a garage apartment. That might be great for me because because that could be like a smaller one bedroom or cheaper place. The problem is those places tend to not have really good internet. So I'd be happy with that. Heart on my sleeve says arch support is important. Exactly. I wear inserts in my shoes. I can't wear them without my shoes. Carlos has to unfollow because I wear shoes inside. No, I have foot issues if I don't wear my shoes. Barbara says Walmart delivers groceries. Yeah, but certain stuff I like to get myself. I like to choose my own produce and that kind of stuff. One of our viewers said, aren't homes going to be more expensive than apartments? Not necessarily, because, certain apartment buildings you live in, you get all of these perks. They might have a pool or a gym or like fancy, whatever, or be really centrally located. So it's not the case that, an apartment will always be, a house will be more expensive than an apartment. Depends what kind of an apartment. Berlinda says lawn care. If I move somewhere with a lawn, there was one place I was looking at, and I'm not really looking at it anymore, but they said, there was one place I was looking at, and they said, well, you're responsible for the lawn, but if you want, you can use our person to do it. And it was like $40 every month or something like that. So I think if I moved in a place, if I moved in a place where I was responsible for lawn care, I'd probably just try to get somebody to pay to do it. Ahmad says some places have bed bugs. Michaela liked the Beyond Meat burgers. I'm glad you like them, Michaela. Dr. Alberts, yes, my apartment has a gym, but I'm not using it because of the virus. Oh, thank you, Nancy Mattis. No, Nancy, I think there's one person in the building who's ever said, oh, I was watching your stream the other night. One. One of the people who worked there, I think, watched it just because they knew I did it. But there's only been one person who said I was watching your stream. I think one, maybe one or two the whole time I've been here. I don't know why people keep talking about campers. No, it was nice. The person did it nicely. I had met the person before, and then they just mentioned that they were watching it. No, because I had met the person casually, like in the elevator. I think I maybe had told them what they did. So it was entirely normal when they mentioned it. The Caribbean. Again, I would like to live in another country at some point. Hey, thanks to our mods, by the way. We have Freckles. Freckles is there. And Idaho Star. And I know Linda Belk was there. And Misha moderating. Mark Helton. You know what I miss? I miss this. From stuff being closed. There's places that are back open in Georgia, restaurants, but they don't stay open that late. So there's a pizza place, which is okay, but it has good associations for me. There's a place called Da Vinci's Pizza which was, it's not anymore, but it was open until 2 a.m. before the coronavirus. And it's about maybe 2 miles away. So what would happen is certain days I would do a stream on Agenda Free TV. And if it was like a really big news event, I might be on the air till like 12:30 or 1 in the morning. And there was several times when I would do a super long stream and be on the air all day and finish up and need something to eat at like 12:30. This was before I even knew how to cook for myself. But anyways, I was just hungry and I wanted to get, I probably would go anyway. But like once in a while, I would drive to Da Vinci's Pizza after like a really busy stream where we covered like a lot of news all day. And I'd go at like 1 a.m. and eat at Da Vinci's Pizza. And I can't do that anymore because they don't stay open that late anymore. It's kind of sad. I miss that. Probably did it 4 or 5 times. It's okay there. It's not great, but it was just, they had good salads. But it was a good place to go, and I would go and then catch up on the news on my phone. So I miss being able to do that. No, nothing stays open late anymore. I wouldn't want to be there with all those people anyway. But that was a good place. Weather Woman, I can't have a pet while I'm doing streaming from home. Too much risk. All right. So again, right after this stream, I'm going to go drive my car. Nancy, again, I don't see going anywhere too complex right now. Somebody else told me Puerto Rico. It just, with the virus and everything, I'm just keeping it simple. I'm just going to keep it simple right now. Who knows about a year from now? No, I'm not going to live stream the driving. Sharon, Fort Lauderdale is expensive. Fort Lauderdale is too expensive. I think South Florida in general is too expensive. It's more expensive in South Florida. I like the weather there. I don't like the prices. MJ says, I hope things are better in a year. Camille says, you need to speak Spanish for Puerto Rico. Well, I don't, but maybe one day. Rita suggests Jacksonville. Yeah, Chill Vibes, one of the places I was looking at, I talked to a realtor, so I'm not opposed to that. It's just, we'll see. Darren, I don't know how much reading I'll do tonight. But, we'll see. But as I mentioned, I will, when I'm done with moving, and everything's moved, and I have a lower rent, and I can go on my treadmill at 2 in the morning, and hopefully my neighbors aren't driving me crazy, my new neighbors, I will be much more relieved. All right, we'll take a few more comments here. I didn't really come on this, there was no big overarching purpose to this stream tonight. Hey, we haven't had any people from the Philippines here. Oh, there we go, Jay. Look, as I said that, JBSSM says, shout out from the Philippines. Hi, host. Hello, Jay. There you go, see? Just Bossum is my main channel host from Philippines. That's what JBSSM said. I've been watching some more Twitch streamers. I started watching some Twitch streaming when we were covering like the Dr. Disrespect stuff, and I've been watching some more of it. Because it is live streaming. You know, I'm basically always live streaming, even when I'm doing the news stuff. So I thought I'd watch it. It's interesting. I'm getting a little more familiar with the whole Twitch world. But a lot of it is people again streaming while they're playing games. So I'm not really familiar with the games. Did I catch any IRL? Most of what the streaming I've seen, I've been trying to like catch up on like who the big streamers are. So like a lot of those, you know, people like Tfue and Dr. Lupo and Tim the Tatman and people like that. I've just been trying to kind of catch up on all of it. So more of that. They do some non-gaming stuff too, but I've just been trying to catch up on it. And I don't know any more about what happened with Dr. Disrespect. Beth says, be grateful you can pick up and move when you want to. Count that as a blessing. No, I'm not streaming playing games. I don't do that. But on Agenda Free TV, I mean, this is live stream, and Agenda Free TV is live stream. It's just interesting to see how other people do it. Hey, thank you, Arizona Jumper. That's very nice of you, Arizona Jumper. Thank you. C.E. Baker on Agenda Free TV will probably talk about election stuff as we get closer to the election, but a little early now. But we'll probably talk about it, you know, as we get closer. Hey, thanks for watching, John Gidry. One day I would love, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, one day I would love to be able to travel around and visit different Agenda Free. Our viewers live in so many different places. It'd be really fun to travel around and do live streams with the different Agenda Free TV viewers in their different hometowns. Maybe one day, when there's no coronavirus. Maybe one day we'll do that. Hey, thanks, Lithrone. Thank you, Lithrone1. That's very nice of you. Thanks for thanking the mods. I could go to different countries, too. So people could see the different other viewers. But then that's a huge thing, because then I'm not really covering news. That's a whole way in advance thing. I don't know if that'll ever happen. We'll see. '66 Miss Pixie says, not many actual chat live streams like this one. You know, I do on Twitch. If you go to just chatting, you can find some people doing chats. Some. But we have so many people across like the country and around the world. Even the regulars in the chat. But that's, you know, we can't be doing that. That's not right now. Oh, Idaho Star's taking off. All right, see you, Idaho Star. Thanks for modding. Yeah, we have some, as Thomas says, we have some fans in the Philippines. Raul says, Agenda Free TV RV. I like the name of that. It would just be Agenda Free RV. Agenda Free TV in the Agenda Free RV. Makes no sense. Yeah, Nancy, my shirt is the Hiroshima baseball team shirt. Hiroshima Toyo Carp. Thank you, Nancy. Rita's Reel says, get the RV wrapped. Yeah, I like this. The shirt's nice and comfy. This shirt is old. Oh, let me show, I have a shirt story. Hold on. Before we go, I have a shirt story to tell you. Give me 1 second. I want to tell you about this shirt. I have a great story about this shirt. This shirt is there's one shirt I have that's so old. Where is it? Can I find the shirt? This shirt is so funny. This shirt, when I was a sophomore in college, in college they had these people, I forget what they were called, like resident tutors, but basically they would have like grad students. Grad students would live among the undergrads to like help be advisors and stuff. And one of my advisors was this guy named Fran. And I remember running into Fran one day, and Fran said, he said he was taking off for the weekend. I said, oh, where are you going? He said, I'm visiting, was it Washington and Jefferson University? I think it was. Is that what it was? Yeah, Washington and Jefferson College. I said, oh, can you get me a shirt? I'll give you money, and if you get me a shirt. And he said, okay. And so he bought me this shirt. I paid him, and he bought me the shirt. I still have the shirt, and it's somehow in good condition. This shirt has lasted forever. I got this when I was in college, sophomore year. So I still have the Washington and Jefferson College shirt. It's amazing. Some shirts just last. I gotta wear that. Maybe I'm gonna wear that on a stream coming up. I'm gonna wear it on a stream coming up because I've never worn it on a stream. That's an old shirt. I can't believe the fabric just hasn't disintegrated yet. Yes, it's soft. It's amazing it hasn't fallen apart. Oh, thank you, Lucy Lou from Northampton, UK. Thank you, Lucy Lou XXX. That's very nice of you. Thanks for your support. Oh, and thank you, Nicole Wilson. Nicole says we should have an agenda-free annual reunion at a different location each year. Huh. That way we only have to travel once a year. That would be fun to do at some point, is to get everybody together. But I mean, then everybody has to travel. But again, that's all for post-COVID stuff. So who knows? Maybe one day. I have no idea. I have no idea what the future holds. It's a fun idea, though. I'd like to travel to see different parts of the country where the viewers are. Thank you, Nicole, and thank you, Lucy Lou. It's very nice of you both. Flatfoot says AFTV cruise to the Philippines. Light Switch says meet up in Idaho. I'd love to visit Idaho. I've never been there. I'd love to visit Idaho. I'd love to visit Montana. I had considered, so when I was thinking about moving, right, I looked at states like Idaho and Montana and places like that because I figured maybe if I could live there super cheap, if it was like super cheap, I'd do it. And I looked and I couldn't find it. The problem with places like Idaho and Wyoming and Montana, they didn't have the internet I needed. I couldn't get good enough internet. Sioux Falls has municipal internet, which is fiber speed down but not fiber speed up. So I had thought about it. If I could have found, if one of those states had like good enough internet and I could live like for pennies, I would have definitely considered it. I looked into it. I think it'd be cool, even though it's cold, because it's just, I think it would be fun to do for a year, but it didn't work out. Didn't work out. I looked into it though. I looked. Yeah, I know it'd be cold. I was just thinking, if it was like super duper cheap, it'd be interesting. But it's not happening. I did look though. I checked it out. Oh, Dusty, my condolences on your cousin, Dusty89. I'm sorry to hear that. Anyways, Flatfoot's taking off. Oh, well, we've reached midnight. All right, last couple minutes, and then I gotta drive. Last couple minutes, and then I gotta drive my car. I gotta go drive my car. Time to go do that. Jack says, once you moved away from big cities, internet is a gamble. You know, some small cities, I lived in Opelika, Alabama. They have their own, Opelika has their own municipal internet. Fiber internet in Opelika. The city set it up. Hey, Mick Jagger's in the chat. It's Mick Jagger. Life is in South Dakota. Yeah, no, South Dakota, I'm sure would have some cheaper real estate. I just wish I could get the right internet. I can't. Jill, have a good night. Yeah, San Francisco too expensive. So anyways, well, I'll keep you guys posted. I'll keep you posted. You're going to be hearing a lot more about this because I'm going to be dealing with it. Terry, it's got to be fiber up, fiber down. Fiber speeds, gig internet up and down. Hey, Blue Chainsaw Man, we all wish you well on your recovery, Blue Chainsaw Man. Please stay well, Blue Chainsaw Man. And feel better. Oh, thank you, Ralphie Boy. Thanks so much, Ralphie Boy. Appreciate it. Thank you. Ralphie Boy is always there watching. Appreciate you watching, Ralphie Boy. Oh, thank you, JMJ Show Channel. JMJ Show says, hope one day you come to Florida, visit my job, Busch Gardens of Tampa Bay. Oh, you can take your family. Oh, I guess JMJ Show works at Busch Gardens. I don't know if Busch Gardens is open right now. But thank you, JMJ Show. I'd love to visit Tampa. I've never spent time in Tampa. I'd love to visit there. Thank you. Oh, thank you also, Cindy Black. Thank you for the RV fund. Wow, AF, the agenda-free RV. Thank you, Cindy. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, thanks, Jade Angel, for saying thanks. So yeah, so I think. Well, wow, this was I didn't cook, and I didn't. What else did I not do? No cooking, no packages. We were on the air for an hour and a half. How about that? Amazing. Fast Fisher, I think eventually things will go back to normal. There'll be some things a little different, but it'll get a lot back to normal. Oh, Ben, for favorite food stuff, you missed that. We were talking about that at the beginning of the chat. Oh, thank you, Lithrone. Thanks again, Lithrone, for your support, and thanks for wishing Blue Chainsaw Man well. All right, fast F, I'll say. Thanks for watching. Nicole Wilson says, it's fun chatting, especially because we're not getting out much these days. Hey, thanks, Laura Chase, for saying thanks. Christopher Lund. Christopher says, tummy feel better. Good luck with your apartment search, Christopher Lund. I hope it's not too painful. Thanks for watching. Hey, thanks to all of our moderators. Freckles, Mark Helton. Thank you, Linda Belk. Idaho Star, Misha. We've had a bunch of moderators. Thank you. Dr. Memes just got here. I'm sorry, Dr. Memes. You'll have to rewind. You know what happened? You know what happened, by the way? You know, with the fireworks stream, YouTube flagged the fireworks stream, and they hid the fireworks stream for like a day after the fireworks stream. I don't know if the fireworks stream was hidden during the stream, but after the fireworks stream, it was unsearchable and it was not appearing in subscriber feeds because something about the fireworks stream, like the title, I don't know what it was, they did the thing where the auto system flagged it. And then, as always happens, the auto system flags it, and then for a day it's not available and you can't search it and it's not in subscriber feeds, and then a human looks at it and says, oh, this is fine, and then it's fine again. But immediately after I don't know if it happened during the stream. It might have even happened during the stream. Now the notification went out at the start of the stream, so you got notified if you're subscribed if you subscribe to the channel. But it's possible that no one could find it in search. But people definitely found that broadcast. So I don't know, maybe it happened after, but I looked for it after the broadcast. It had disappeared from subscriptions feed and from search. You couldn't find it. And now you can see it again. It's a fireworks stream. Anyways. Hey, thank you, Sonic, for all your support. That's very kind of you. Thank you, Sonic. And yeah, certainly best wishes, well wishes to those impacted by COVID. Yeah. Thanks, Judy Socket, Nicole Wilson, Ben Huffstetler. Oh, Sandy Trunk says, I bought some of that Power Up High Energy Trail Mix that someone sent you. Love it. Yeah, it's really good. It's sweet, but it's really good. I agree with you. Oh, Sandy, I love when I hear that people, if you buy something that we've talked about, please let me know about it. I really like when I hear from people that they've bought something that we talked about on the channel, and I like to hear your feedback on it. So let me know if you buy like something like the peanut puffs or whatever. Hey, thanks, Sandy. It's good to hear that. I forget who gave that to me. I can't remember who individually gave me everything. Oh, just a correction. I bet the person's not watching. Who was it? Christina is the one who sent me this. Christina sent me this, not Joanna. So I'm sorry, Christina. This is Christina who sent me this. The video was probably flagged because it had the word fireworks in it. Jean says, while streaming it was there, but maybe fire set it off. Yeah, maybe something about fireworks or rooftop. Hey, Sarah Blackwood, thanks for watching. Oops, what happened here? Darian, thanks for watching. Rita's Real, Pam Turner, Nicole Wilson. Nicole says Joanna did the camera one. Life says I've had Dot's pretzels addiction for over a year. Yeah, I can't have those here. I'll eat them too much. Emily says her vote is still St. Pete or Chattanooga. Hey, James Gorman, thanks for watching. Rainbow, MS. Pam Turner, go back and watch the stream if you want, the fireworks stream. It's still up there. Marty Martin, thanks for watching. Hey, remember, Lookner channel on Twitter. Lookner channel on Twitter. And the Discord. The Discord is for Lookner fans as well as Agenda Free TV fans. It's a Discord chat room where people chat in between streams. Check out the Discord chat room if you haven't. One of the mods can post a Discord link. SK Hanhouse, yes, I will have a safe drive. Thank you. Chrissy, the topic is we're wrapping up. Thanks, Jeff Porter, for watching. See Michelle Sparks, thank you for watching. Joseph, I might have played Legend of Zelda when I was a kid. Thomas Darwin, we'll see you later. Hey, thanks, Terry. See, now it's going too fast. I gotta look at when it goes too fast on my phone, I gotta look down at my iPad to see the comments. Jen Dish, Michael Hessian, Darth Grinch, Jay Hitchcock, Missouri Cowboy, Miss Mary. Hey, thank you, Kasumi, for wishing me good luck in finding a place. Who knows? Maybe in a future stream. Maybe in a future stream I'll talk about where I'm looking. Sam says, you skipped me. I'm sorry, Sam, for skipping you. It was not intentional. Sam 93. Bye, Barbara Marie. Ben, too late in the stream for that question. All right, guys. This has been fun stream. Thank you. Nancy Mattis, thanks for watching. Paula Faust, thank you for your good wishes. And June. I'll have to let you guys know how the virtual walkthrough goes. James Gorman. Hey, Weston, good seeing you. Thanks, Weston. Good night, Dusty. Francisco, sorry you're late. Good seeing you. Danielle M, thanks for watching. Cindy Lou Q. Tom Jenkins. Ahmad. Rossi. Good seeing you, Ahmad. Steven, we'll see you. Hey, thanks, Lithrone. Thank you, Lithrone. And everybody else who donated. That's very kind of you guys. Thank you. Jackknife, no, I need to go drive my car. I need to drive my car. Joseph Pulaski, thanks for watching. I'm just going to drive around the neighborhood. I gotta give my car some work. And I haven't driven it lately. Oh, thank you, Tom Jenkins. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that, Tom. For sending that. Thank you. All right. Oh, Sonic. Sonic, I have the first aid kit I was sent by Geraldine. I'm putting in my trunk. I have it at my front door to remind me to take it down to my trunk. I'm going to bring the Geraldine first aid kit down to my trunk because the first aid kit currently in my car is years and years and years old. So I'm going to do that. Thanks for the reminder, Sonic. Detector Steve, stay safe. All right, guys. That is it. Oh, thanks, Mark Helton, for posting the Discord address. All right, we are wrapping this up. Thank you for joining, everyone. Good job. We did it. We did it. Starfire says, think you need theme music. Copyright music strikes bad. Bye, Laura. Bye, Jay Hitchcock. Bye, Nicole Wilson. No, you can still send me packages. That's all right. We're not at that point yet. Bye, Tom Lavelle. Bye, Brainy Janie. Bye, Life. Bye, Weewick. Oh, all the lurkers coming out now. Missouri Cowboy, thanks. Snip Chick. Thanks for watching. Mark says safety first. Hey, Shaft Z, thanks for watching. J. Marie Pam Turner, thank you for watching. Kasumi Rose. Mitchwell, look at this. Everybody was hanging out, and now they're joining. All right, guys, that is it. I am now wrapping it up. Look at this. We hit 1 hour and 40 minutes. Can you believe it? Arthur Cotman. Good to see you, Arthur. Thanks for watching. And Pippi Long. Oh, everybody's coming out of the woodwork. Javier, I got to give my car some work, man. Can't be sitting there not driving it for weeks at a time. All right, Aquabob, we'll see you later. Michelle Ryan, good to see you, Michelle Ryan. Aquabob, thank you. Did we get everyone? Did everyone say goodnight that was going to say goodnight? I think maybe. I got to eat something too. Maybe some veggies. All right, guys, that is it. I'm officially wrapping this up. Thank you so much for joining me for this live stream. We'll do this again soon. And, oh, by the way, HCS Littles said goodnight. And John. All right, guys. Hey, thanks. And thanks, Freckles. I hope my tummy feels better, too. All right, guys. Thanks. Have a great night or great day, wherever you are. Thanks so much for joining me for this live stream. And we'll do this again very soon.